we are going to learn about factorization of algebraic expressions. So what is the meaning of factors? That, for example, we have a number, and let's say that is a number is let's say 32. Okay.
Yeah.
This 32, we can write it as 8 times 4. 8 times 4. Or we can also write it as 16 times 2. Okay. And these here, what we did, we actually splitted 32 into its two factors. So these factors, when they multiply, we are getting our number here. And in algebraic expressions, for example, we have algebraic expression 3b plus 12. So this is an algebraic expression where we have b as unknown. We do not know what is it. And in this expression, what we do have 3 times b and 12. Both of these are separated by a positive sign. So it means we have in this algebraic expression two terms. And here, the method of factorization means that we are going to write this expression not in the form of two or more than two separate terms, but in the form of a one single term. When I say one single term, then it means there will be the factors. And what the factors means? If we look carefully, we have a 3 times b here, and second term is 12. And here we can see that in the first term, we have a factor 3. And then in the second term, it is 12, which we can write it as 4 times 3. Now, in both of these terms, we have 3 as a common factor. And if we take this common factor here, 3, and then from the first term, we left with b, then we have a positive sign. From the second term, this 3 is out, and we left with the 4. Now you see this answer is that 3 times b plus 4. So this means this b plus 4 is a factor, and 3 is a second factor. And these two are the factors of 3b plus 12. And as we learned in our previous section, that if we expand these brackets, then we will go back to our initial expression, that 3 times b, and then 3 times 4, we will be actually back to our original expression. So this method is a method of factorization. So let's solve one more question. That, for example, we have a 5c square minus 25f. Now we can see that in first term we have a 5 times c square, meaning 5 is a factor of first term. In the second term we have a 25f. So 25 is a factor of a second term, but 25 we can write 5 times 5 just to find a common factor. So it means we have this expression as 5c square minus 5 times 5 times f. So now here we can see that 1 5 factor is common. So we can write it as a common factor 5. Then we have a c square minus 1 5 out as a common factor, and we left with 5f. So 5 times c square minus 5f. So this is actually a single term with two factors as a 5, and combinedly c square minus 5f is also a factor. So this is the method of factorization. So we actually will factorize these questions in this way. Now here we have different types of questions. For example, we have a question 3a, and in this question, what do we have? 3a square plus 7a. So again, we have two terms in this expression. So we have a 3a square plus 7a. So this first term we can write as a 3 times a times a, and the second term is 7 times a. So in the first term, there are three factors, 3, a, and a. In the second term, we have a factors 7 and a. So it means 1a is a common factor. So we can write it as a common factor, a bracket, and 1a is out, and we got 3a in this term. Then we have a plus 1a is a common factor, and we left with 7. Now, this is actually our answer in the form of two factors, which are a and 3a plus 7. So if we try one more question, like 3e, and in this question, what do we have? We have 21 q square minus 16q. So here we can see that we have 21 and a q square. It means this is 21 times q times q. Second one is a 16 times q. So I am not writing 16 and 21 in the form of its factors, because we can see that there is no any common factor in these constant numbers. So we are leaving them as it is. Now here, from the first term, we have a q. In the second, we also have a q. So 1q is a common factor, so which is here. And we left with, from first term, 21q. From the second, it is only 16, so negative 16. So this is actually our expression in the form of two factors, q and 21q, negative 16. So let's try, before solving some questions, one more different type of question. So let's see that here we have a question 4a. So in 4a, we have two terms again in this algebraic expression, which are 15a plus 10ab. Now we can see that this actually first term is a 15a. Second one is a 10ab. We can very easily see that in the first term, we have this constant number 15. In the second term, we have a constant number 10, and there are our common factors as well. So we can write our first term as 5 times 3 times a. Second term can be written as 5 times 2 times a times b. So now we can see that the 5 is the common factor and a is also a common factor. So this means our common factor this time is a 5a. And then from the first term, we left with the 3 and a positive sign. From the second term, we left with 2b. Now, this expression 15a plus 10ab can be written in the form of two of its factors that are 5a and 3 plus 2b. Let's try one more question, which is 4g, that are 3x minus 15xy. Now, I can write this expression in the form of 3 times x minus. So 15 can be written as 5 times 3 times x times y. So from the first term, we can see 3 is the common factor and x is also a common factor. So our common factor is 3x. Now you can see that 3 and x both are the common factor from the first term. And we know that 1 is a factor of every number of every term. So if both are the common factor here, so we left with 1 minus from in the second term, we left with 5y. So this expression 3x negative 15xy can be written as 3x times 1 minus 5y in the form of its two factors, 3x and 1 minus 5y. So this is the method of factorizing algebraic expressions. So these are the simple expressions that we can factorizing. So next we will try quadratic functions to factorize.